South Korea's stock market recently suffered the fastest and largest drop in its history, plummeting over 20% in a matter of weeks. Meanwhile, here in the United States, everything looks completely fine. The S&P 500 is up for the year, and investors seem perfectly content. But this chart tells a different story. If you track the search volume for the phrase market bubble over the last 20 years, you'll see a massive spike peaking right now. The anxiety hasn't been this high since the dot-com crash. To figure out if the US is about to follow Korea over the cliff, we have to look past the daily ticker prices. We need to dig directly into the hidden mechanics of how our market is built, focusing specifically on credit and concentration. We're going to run a systemic stress test. We'll take the exact 5 ingredients that caused the Korean market to buckle and apply them directly to the United States. The stakes for this test are enormous. Looking at this chart projecting the S&P 500, Wall Street's major banks are completely split. Some project a bull market soaring to a high of 8,000, while others map out a steep bear market plunging down to 5,400. That massive gap gives us the widest spread of possible outcomes since the market shock of 2020. Nobody can predict the exact day something breaks, but by reading these systemic warning signs early, you can position yourself to survive the volatility and protect your personal wealth. The first toxic ingredient in our test is extreme concentration. In Korea, just 2 memory chip stocks made up an absurd 50% of their entire market index. This comparative chart shows the data for the United States. The largest 10 tech stocks now make up nearly 37% of the entire S&P 500. It's an incredibly top-heavy structure. The second ingredient is valuations. The Buffett indicator, which measures total market value against the country's GDP, is currently sitting more than 2 standard deviations above its historical trend. Add to that the Shiller-Cape ratio, which evaluates stock prices relative to 10 years of earnings. It's hovering right around 41, nearly matching the absolute peak of the dot-com bubble. And right now, corporate insiders are selling off their own stocks at a record pace compared to the amounts that they normally buy. High concentration, massive valuations, and insiders heading for the exits. By almost every long-term standard metric, this is one of the most expensive stock markets in history. But high prices alone don't cause a crash. To trigger a collapse, you need unchecked retail leverage. South Korea recently introduced double-leveraged single-stock ETFs. This allowed everyday retail investors to borrow heavily to chase a rally that had already tripled, injecting massive structural instability into their market overnight. This diagram illustrates exactly how that instability functions. It's a doom loop. A small drop in stock price triggers a margin call, forcing leveraged accounts to immediately sell their assets. That sudden wave of selling drops the price even further, forcing more sales in a vicious cycle. And right now, investors in the United States are sitting on a record $1.5 trillion in active margin debt. That borrowed money pushes prices higher during a rally, but it weaponizes those same portfolios on the way down, ensuring that a minor dip turns brutal. Still, there are major safeguards in our system. Unlike the pure speculation we saw overseas, the U.S. rally is largely supported by legitimate corporate earnings and companies successfully monetizing their AI infrastructure. The United States also has the deepest institutional buyer pool on the planet. Millions of 401k accounts provide massive, automatic inflows of cash every 2 weeks, regardless of what the market is doing. A sudden outside variable, like a Middle East oil shock, could definitely disrupt this momentum and pull prices down. But because of that relentless institutional buying power and decades of market circuit breakers, the U.S. financial system is structurally different. A literal overnight collapse identical to Korea is highly unlikely. Here is the final verdict from our stress test. The U.S. likely won't mimic Korea's exact collapse, but look at the math on this equation. If earnings drop by 5% and the price-to-earnings ratio compresses to 16, that mathematically equals a 25% drop in the S&P 500, and that happens without a recession even occurring. You can't control massive institutional leverage or macroeconomic shifts, but you have complete control over your personal risk profile. Your defense comes down to 2 physical steps. Avoid using margin debt entirely and keep a 3 to 6 month cash moat in your savings account so you are never forced to sell your assets during a market dip. True financial defense relies on removing forced vulnerability from your financial life. There is, however, another invisible vulnerability that targets retail investors: your exposed personal data. Third-party brokers constantly scrape your property records, home address, and phone numbers to sell to scammers. To lock down this information, I use our sponsor Incogni as my digital defense tool. Incogni automatically tracks down the data brokers holding your information and sends out strict legal removal requests. It acts as a hands-free privacy shield, making sure your data is actually scrubbed from the internet. Once your digital and physical defenses are set, you can focus on the ultimate market strategy. Over the history of the S&P 500, holding an index fund for a 20-year period has never produced a negative return. Real financial security comes from building a digital and financial foundation solid enough to weather 2 decades. With that patience, the historical stats suggest you're almost guaranteed to come out ahead.